Okay guys, I'm back. How are we doing today? I have created Vizsla's belt. Here it is. It is an undertaking, but I've created it. So what I think I'm gonna do is just kind of go over it, show you all of the details in it, get an idea of how you might be able to do this. It's a process. It's a part of his costume that is needed for you to actually resemble Vizsla. You can do all of the armor parts, but the soft parts are almost as important, if not more important, when creating a character, because the soft parts are also part of him. They are his tools, they are his things. So if you want to make and be Vizsla, then you need his belt. So let's go down below and I'll show you what it consists of. All right, here is my belt. So it's kind of built in multiple parts. So I have this Velcro that we've seen before. I've used it on different parts, all of the hard parts of my armor. I use this stick together Velcro, and then on the soft parts, I'm using the loops. So you got your hooks here and your loops here. So then on the soft to soft parts, I'm using just regular Velcro. So we have the hooks on here, the loops on this side to connect to the cod piece here. And then on the back side, we've got our loops. The back side here, we've got our hook and loop. And these are sewn on so that they don't come apart. And so here is our Vizsla belt. So this is all made with absolute fake leather. So let me get some of that and kind of show you the different parts, different styles that I've used. Okay, so this is craft foam sheets. So if you look at leather in general, it's usually got its backside, its not clean side, and then you have the outside, which is nice and leathery looking. But the fake leather that we get is usually thin, very thin, and you want it to kind of resemble or look like real leather. So what I've done with it is I've taken, like, this is the black is right here, the black foam on pieces of fake leather. So this right here is this leather right here. Now, I get my pieces of leather, like this piece of leather right here. So it's like this oval, like whatever. You can go to a craft store and you can actually buy yards of it, which I have done in the past. But if you have a town like I have, we have junk days, and people will throw out old leather furniture. So you go around and you cut it out off the back of the, I don't know, leather recliner that is starting to lose, but the back is always in good shape. So you just cut it out. But anyway, so I sprayed this side with spray adhesive. You know, this is Krylon spray adhesive, whichever one you like for you, on this side. And then I sprayed it on this side. And after about 5 minutes or so, a couple minutes, you glue them together, and that's what you have. And this one is used with more of a brown, like this right here. So here's a hunk of that brown leather. Here's this foam glued together, and then I cut out my pieces and parts. Same with right here. So this is the belt color. And what that does is, like right here, we have this color here, and this color here is the background here. And then I use the same here and here. And then I used a completely different color, which is this color right here. And as you can tell, I just got this off of the back of a recliner somewhere that somebody was junking. So might as well utilize junk days. Now, I kind of came up with that idea of using the spray adhesive when I was working on the pouches. The actual belt itself, I think using for support, I wanted something with a little bit more support to it. So I used a yoga mat, which worked amazing. You can get a yoga mat for like $10 or something like that. $20 maybe. And then I use that as support inside there. The only problem with that is, if you see here, yoga mats have kind of texturing. So when I decided to weather it, I use, let me find it here a minute. This belt sander. And when I did that, it tended to push into the right here. It pushed into that yoga mat and kind of showed the texturing. And I'm just going to go with it because it is kind of a cool look off of it. I don't know. Sometimes it just is what it is. But when using these foam things, sewing tends to not be a problem. It kind of, you got to go slow, but it sews nicely. So then you can take these two pieces of leather here and here and sew them together. And it gives you the effect that you're looking for. Let's pull up the actual belt here. So here is Darman's prop. Darman's props is the example that I was using for the belt design. And if we kind of expand this out, you can see there's multiple layers here and here. And we have our pouch to hold our device right here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips on the C belt loop, the belt buckle. So as you can see right here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got an extra one, but who's honestly gonna tell? I needed them spaced right, and this is what it is. But this is just a sew job. Just sew, 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 sew. And then I made a cut in the belt itself, and then brought it like this, stuck it in that hole, and it's held with this rod right here. Boom. There's that rod. And then so then this just sits right in here and holds in place. Boom. Okay. And the same concept here. Cut this leather to sit correctly in there. And then if we look at the back side, this is for the belt buckle. And then these two are for holding this one into place. So then that just sits inside there. And then it's hand sewn on here and here, which you can see on the front right here. Hand sewn into place using a thicker thread. Now this isn't just your standard thread, or you can use kind of a dark brown fishing line, could do the same thing. But this is an old reel of thread that I've had for years, and it was the right color brown that I wanted, and it is thicker, so it'll hold better, and you can hand sew it a lot easier. But if you look at here, you can see it's sewn into place here, here, here. That's how it's kind of held together. All right, and then this hunk right here, I used contact cement to glue it to the leather. And same concept, held together same way. Same concept here and here. So that gives the appearance of Paz Vizsla's belt. I think it came out pretty good. The worst part was the pouches. They absolutely suck to make. I'm not a huge fan of them, but, well, let's pull one out. So this is what I'm talking about. I need to figure out a better way to get these to hold in. Well, it's kind of benefits so we can see kind of the makeup. So it's right here, it tees, flaps out. Right here, flaps out to make a T. Folds, folds. This folds in here like this. And if they stay glued down, which I gotta obviously find a better way of getting them to glue down and not fall apart, then this flap comes here. And then on the black ones, they have a little holder in here that holds them in place like that. And then once they're made, you take your belt sander and you literally just take the belt sander to it, and it gives the effect of wear so that it doesn't look brand new. So we got this fabric looks brand new, and then you have the pouches that have some wear and tear to them because he is a Mandalorian and he works and does things. So other than getting things to hold with the glue, these are pretty much done. And that is how you create a Mandalorian belt. Or at least past Vizsla, or at least that's how I decided to make mine. Oh, and these parts are resin printed on my Elegoo Saturn S, which does a good job usually. So these just stick in. I'm probably going to have to glue these in a little bit better so that they don't fall out the bottom. But they seem to be holding good for me now, at least, until I improve it. Now, if you look at the Darman's belt, it's got these two deals on the backside, and I need to put them on. And a lot of times it's the same color as the belt, so I just need to do that. But in general, my belt is done. Just a regular button. Now, I couldn't find a gold brass one, so I had a bunch of silver ones in my collection of stuff, and I just painted it. And then I used a nut and bolt down below to give that appearance so that this flaps down like it's supposed to. And I'll probably have to hold that in a position for a while so that it stays like that. And then the same right here. There's two attachment points. Now, I know what they're supposed to be. They're leather things. They look like this. Let's gander this a little bit. They look like this. Boom, boom. And then another one right down here. But honestly, mine are fine. They're fine. These are just screws. It is what it is. At least I'll always know this is my belt. And if I ever come across a collection of these at some random place, then hey, I'll have the holes already for them. But that is the belt. And so then we have our cod piece and our... Now this deal, let's sidetrack and talk about this thing. This is honestly a weird... I didn't know what I was doing with this. It's just a piece of the actual fabric from my jumpsuit. I used a bunch of glues to hold wrinkles in it, so it kind of had a natural wrinkly look, because on Vizsla he has that. I don't know what it's called. I don't know why it's there, but it looks cool. So but I have these, they hold in place. It looks ugly on the backside, but that doesn't matter because it serves its purpose. But that just velcros right onto there. And then when the belt is on, it holds everything into place. Once this is blue, it won't be blasting white in the picture, but here's the belt. I am thoroughly impressed with how it looks. It looks accurate, or at least accurate enough for me. So, my name is OTTERRAK, and I make things. And this is my Vizsla belt. We will see you next time.